Hi, if you're new here, we're Corrin, Paul and our 3 dogs, Pippa, Dolly and Wilf. And at the moment we are travelling to Portugal to do the N2 on a budget trip. We plan to spend £3,000 in 3 months and no more. In last week's video we set off on the trip, picking up Wilf's animal health certificate, getting the ferry and travelling over to France. We called into Chartres and showed you the fantastic illuminations. We were absolutely blown away. Join us this week to find out what we got up to.
This week we left Chartres and continued our journey south.
So a lot of you keep asking how Pippa's doing with her buggy, so we'll just show you. Absolutely loves it. She's walked down here in the shade, on the shady side. Great, isn't it, Pip?
Yeah, she's got the scent of a baguette.
Quite warm, so what we're doing is just walking along the side here. Dolly and Wilfie are fine. Pippa's got her buggy with her umbrella on and a fan inside. So yeah, all great. So we've done our shopping. And now we're back to the campsite to chill out for the afternoon, really. It's going to be quite warm.
Good morning. So, it is Tuesday today. It is Tuesday, isn't it? Oh no, it's Monday. Got my days wrong. You get lost when you go travelling. So, just a quick tour of the campsite here. It was really great. It costs €15 a night. Now, with that, you get 30 amp electricity and everything else that comes with the camping car park up. You get water, services, black waste, drops, and the bonus of this site is the pitches are huge. Look at that. This is where we are. Trees all the way up and down. And that's us. We've got the awning out, the van parked up, loads of room in front of it, room down the side, and plenty of space at the back as well. So yeah, here's the back of our pitch. You can see it's huge. Look, it's amazing. You've got separation in between the pitches as well. The only thing I'm finding about this place is, why isn't it full up? Where is everybody? We've noticed on quite a few of the campsites we've stopped on, or the areas, there's not many people out and about at the moment. But saying that, I guess it's more of a bonus for us, but at night this place goes very quiet. Really great place. So over here you can see that's where we walk the dogs. There used to be a gate there which is padlocked because this was a municipal campsite, but you can see the field there. You just walk out the campsite, along and into the field, and the dogs can have a great time just running around over there. You got to keep them on leads, but we use an extendable, let them have a run around, not too much because it does get quite warm here. Shower blocks, washrooms, there's a tap outside. I'm not going to go in there. The toilet's a toilet. And behind me is the way in. And you use your card to gain access on the barrier. And you can see they've got a barbecue here for you. And this is the camping car service point. Everything is all in one. It's included in the price you pay. But what you got to remember is when you come here, the camping car that you use to get in, you've got to tap on the top of here to make sure you've got water, and it will tell you whether it's 1 or 2 on the screen, and that's in conjunction with what cabinet you want, 1 or 2. And don't forget your connectors as well, because these are quite big screw-ons. I've got one, you can get them from Bricolage and various places over here, but yeah, they're slightly bigger taps than what we've got in the UK. Your black drop there, that's where your cassette goes. And again, if you haven't got your card, you're not going to get any water out, so just drop your card in there, swipe it across the top to get that done. There's the entrance to the swimming pool. Over there are your washing machines, just over €3 to do a full wash. There aren't any dryers, but as you've seen on our pitch, we've got a couple of washing lines out, so that makes life a little bit easy. As well, behind me is a pathway, and that takes you down to the bins. So there's bins, more toilets down there, and a washroom so you can do your dishes. There isn't an awful lot of people on site. Maybe it's going to get busier, but you can see the electric hookups are dotted everywhere, and the big bonus with this place, they're all 30 amps. We haven't tripped it. We don't use a big amount, but you know, if you've got aircon in high energy appliances, this is a good place to come, especially for what they charge. So we're going to make sure we're fully charged up on the batteries before we leave. So here's your access and egress. So you need your card to get out as you need it to get in, and when you go out, that's when you get your final charge. So yeah, there's the swimming pool, that's the entrance. Now that's quite cheap. Access to tennis courts, pay to go in there, and you can stop in there all day. There's sun loungers. That water certainly looks quite inviting at the moment. Swimming pool is, well, it says 180 there, that's 2024, so looks like the prices have come down. That's preferential rate for campers. So if you take your card into the swimming pool, the price to swim is €1.80 and children's are €1. You've got the tennis courts available. So there we go, that's a tour of the site, and it really is impressive. It's tree lined, grass pitches, very firm underfoot. Haven't had any rain here anyway, but again, look at that. So much room here. The only noise that we do get is that tree there. We've got a pair of rutting pigeons who are at it left, right and centre across the campsite. But there we go. French pigeons, isn't it? So let's take a little walk back and see what's happening. It's Shea Redmayne. Don't mind the washing. Let's try in a couple of minutes out of this place. It's lovely. And here we are. Who's waiting to see us when we get back? Oh, hello, Mr. Wilf. There he is.
Bounce.
You've been bouncing. Get me in then. Don't scratch. No scratching. Come in. Come in. Can I come in? Am I allowed in? Good boy. Alright, been on the tour of the campsite. What have you been doing there?
Social media. I've been doing a Facebook post on keeping your dogs cool.
Whee!
Yeah, so yeah, I've been doing a Facebook post, and a few of you have been adding to it, and it's been on how we've been keeping the dogs cool in here. So it's just been a case of we don't walk them during the day. You can walk them really early morning when it's just okay. Last night they got their walk at midnight, didn't they? And we sat up in the awning till midnight because it was just stuffy in the van. But then, of course, when we went to bed and we put the fans on, it was fine. Wet bandanas. So we just get, they've each got a bandana. That's Wilfie's one. He looks like he's in Dexy's Midnight Runners when he wears this.
Little Kev.
Yeah. So we just wet it, pop it round their neck, and then put a fan on them, and that's lovely and cooling. We also... we'll jump on Paul there.
Yeah, what is really cooling is when a little poodle decides... This is very cooling, isn't it, Wilf?
Is it? Well, it is, because he's got the fan on him.
Yeah, well, he's got the fan there, look, see?
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Blowing in his ears.
He thinks he's on the front of the Titanic, doesn't he, Wilf?
His big Dumbos.
Oh, Wilfie.
Yeah, so we do that. We wet their coats down, just keep them damp with water. We keep the awning cool and ventilated, so you can see the flaps are down by us here, and then, you know, we just make sure that no sun's coming in. The max fans are on in the van, one blowing in, one taking out, so if they want to go in there they can. They tend to just lie on the floor and sleep.
Yeah, well, they've got the cool mat there, haven't they?
Pippa's sleeping right now. Cool mats. I know some dogs don't like them. Ours love them. I think I've shown you them sleeping on them in the last video, but that's our big cool mat, which they all like to crash on. And oops, sorry, Wilfie's got his own smaller cool mat. Licky mats.
Yeah.
I'm just about to prepare the licky mats now.
Licky mats are good, and also picking a shady spot.
Yes.
We came in and spotted some trees.
Yeah. This, I mean, Redders has just taken you for a...
Yeah, I've had a tour of the campsite, haven't we? But
yeah, we nearly went for the pitch next door, but that's in full sun, so that would have been awful. But this one has got some lovely trees, so it does get nice and shady, doesn't it?
we get shady. We didn't need the sun because We don't need solar because we're plugged in 30 amps, as I mentioned. So yeah, we picked this as a shady spot. There's hedges either side that help. And today, fortunately, there's a little bit of breeze coming through the place. With the electric fans that we've got, rechargeable fans, they work really well. The only thing that keeps us warm these days is a mighty poodle.
I asked quite a few of you on Facebook came with some extra tips. Some have said about freezing fruit into water, and then the dogs can sort of chase it around to get the fruit out of the ice. And paddling pools came out a top one. We haven't got a paddling pool. I think if I see one, I'll get one, just a little one. But yeah, that's how we keep them cool. And to be honest, in the last couple of days, they've done really well. We've found it harder, haven't we?
Yeah, it's hard.
I think we're sitting, they're lying on the ground. If we went and lay on the ground, we'd probably be a little bit better off, I imagine.
Yeah, it might be a bit odd, but yeah, it might help.
Yeah, it probably would be a bit odd. But yeah, there we go. So, what time is it?
It is
11:45.
nearly midday. Nearly time for the midday sun.
Yeah.
That was the pack up. You could see how quick it was? Not really. It takes about, I don't know, 45 minutes to put it all away properly and pack it in the back box. But it's done now. It's warm today, but we got to go and pop off and get some shopping as well. We're up a little bit earlier. Wilf loves to play in the morning, so he kind of bounces all over the bed. He's worked out how to get up and down, and he's probably there looking now to try and get out. Anyway, it's all done. So what I've done now as well, I've filled up the freshwater container. That's about 20 litres worth. And all I do is pop it in the back locker, and it runs through our filtration system. So that will last as long as it does. You know, we don't need to change it daily for fresh water because it's all fully filtered. The other thing you might have seen me using, and I've done a little bit about it before, but it's this. And what it does, it can pump up and also extract air. So I've just popped it in there to pump down the awning. Now I know it sounds crazy to pump it down, but when it's hanging from the awning rail, all I do is use this to extract the air, and it makes it a lot easier to roll up. Otherwise you just got to roll around on it and flatten it down like a steamroller. So I could probably manage that. Let's not go there. So yeah, we're all done with that one. So a few more bits to pack up. Just gonna have a little sippy from me cup. Thanks again for that one, working tremendously. Another little handy tip as well is I carry these collapsible buckets. So if you're on site for 4 nights like we've been and your grey waste fills up, rather than move the whole van over there to dump your grey, buckets, take it over there. Simple. They're both 10 litres, so I can do 20 litres at a time. So another little handy tip from Resco Travels. And we're off to Bordeaux direction. So again, it's overcast, a little bit warm but not too bad, hence the cotton checks.
You are a bit wet.
Yeah, you're a bit moist as well, Mrs.
I know.
Yeah, I can see it.
I'm soaking. Oh my god,
very moist.
It's awful.
So there we are. So we're going to wrap up, pack up and get on the road.
We've just done a small amount of the peage, so that came to 740 in euros. And now we are on the N10, which we are going to drive all the way down to just before Bordeaux, where we're going to come off and consider whether we're going to go a little bit further or stay around that area. Morning. Well, we are just north of Bordeaux at the moment. Today's plan is to get ourselves, I think, down to Spain. We're going to go for it. So it should be about maybe a 3.5, 4 hour drive. So last night's stop was a bit of a find. Park for nights, and it's a free stopover in a little village. I'll put the what three words down here and the name of the village, because I can't remember it at the moment, to be perfectly honest. Anyway, very pretty little village. There's a bakery just at the top of the hill there. Behind me here are some toilets. There is grey waste and black waste and water, free. There's the local puppy dog. And it's a park with a lake. So people were coming down last night fishing, and it was really interesting. They were actually pulling some really big fish out of this little pond. But yeah, absolutely beautiful, completely silent night. When we came, we arrived about 4 o'clock, and we were the only ones here. But by the evening, we were joined by probably about 5 other vans. So there is probably space for just about 5 of us. Although looking at that, you might get some more over there as well. Absolutely idyllic, really beautiful. Gotta say, a couple of bitey things last night. I'm not talking about redders. But here's the really interesting thing. I am usually delicious to any bitey insects. Nothing, absolutely nothing. He's getting eaten alive. Who knows? Don't know what the difference is, but they're not liking me on this trip. You've got a little walk around, I think I would call it a pond. Once again, you see France coming up trumps for a really lovely place to stop that's free, and a little walk to the village and the bakery, which I'll probably do in a minute, and we'll get a baguette for the day. Perfect. You can't beat France, really, can you? It's quite warm and humid again today. The temperature has dropped massively. At the moment, it's only reaching about 27, 28, which is very manageable. That 10 degrees higher we had at 36, 37 over the weekend was just awful. It really was. Like I said, our main priority was dogs. Keeping dogs cool, keeping dogs hydrated, keeping dogs out of the sun. So we're spending so much time running around after the dogs. We were getting boiling hot, but I mean, they were fine. They were as cool as cucumbers. So I'm walking back towards the van, and look who I can see. Well, I can see a hand coming out the top getting the Starlink in. I can see a tiny little man. Hello, little man.
Hello.
Oh. Wilf, is that you? Hello. Oh, the terrible two. The terrible two. No, go back in, darling. We'll come out in a minute.
Morning all. What a great morning, isn't it?
Yeah, look at Skippy.
Wilfie! Good boy.
So, Spain today?
Spain today. I think we found probably one of the best stops for free before we got to get there, haven't we?
I think so.
Because Bordeaux was target. I think we were struggling to get free stops, weren't we?
After Bordeaux, I was struggling to find reasonable places, yeah. So it was an idea that we just stopped before, which had this place.
Yeah, and a great place it is.
Yeah.
Room for the dogs, all the services. I know you just did a quick tour as well. Did you mention the electric?
I didn't actually.
Yeah, I seen somebody do their services, and whilst they were doing it, they plugged in.
Oh, right.
You know? So there is a plug socket, but it's on the service point.
Yeah.
So it gives you the option to plug in, I guess, pumps and power. But of course, if somebody else comes, you've got to clear the decks. But the guy charges batteries for half an hour. Why not?
Yeah.
It's there, it's provided, it encourages us, and guess where we're off to afterwards?
Where?
The boulangerie.
Oh, yeah. Have you got any money on you right now?
Not euro currency, no.
All right, it's okay. Just so that we can, we could have just gone up. Look at him. Wilfie! Wilf!
Come on.
Wilfie!
Is that you want
Right,
to
let's
walk
hope.
up now?
Hang
We
on.
can stop on the way out.
Where is he?
Wilfie! Here he comes. Here he comes.
Wilfie likes to do loops of things, doesn't he?
He is the dog that likes to run.
Oh God, he loves running. That's his favourite. Well, we can call it running, but it's more bouncing.
Yeah, where'd he go now? There's a big park up there.
One baguette for our lunch. So, time to do the services and hit the road.
Nice. Where's yours?
Haha.
So, time for a fill up. So we are at the Super just off the back roads, and the cost here is 164.9 a litre euros. So let's see what we get for that. We're not going to fill it up fully because we are off to Spain, so it should be a little bit cheaper there, and that's Wilf getting excited because I said Spain.
There we go. 80 euros. I'm not putting any more than that in. That's more than enough to get us to Spain, and then it'll be much cheaper there. 80 and 8 cents.
80.08.
Just waiting for the sat nav to boot up, and we are on our way.
Back the way.
Yep. 174 miles to get to Irun. So that's where we're heading, and it reckons 4 hours 10 minutes, so add 20% onto that, and we should be there.
5 hours, roughly.
Okay, see you a bit further up the road. Okay, 660. And we're off. Alright, Gobby. We haven't finished yet, we've got more to go. We're just coming up to our last French toll before we enter Spain. We use the tolls just to get from the bottom of Bordeaux down here because it cut an awful lot of time out, and we just, why not? So ka-ching, 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 here are all the tolls. But yeah, we should be crossing the border anytime soon, shouldn't we, really?
We should, yeah.
In fact, any second I would have said. But yeah, we'll just pay this, and I guess we're coming off here, aren't we?
0.7 miles the other way.
We're coming off. €3. That was an interesting one, wasn't it?
We are here, we're in Spain.
Yes.
We've managed to get on a park up. It's a car park that costs €3. But it's busy, as you can see, every space is full. But luckily, as we were coming in, there was one person reversing out, so be rude not to. But yes, it is mad here.
So what Redders hasn't told you is, this is where the French come just over the Spanish border to get their tobacco and booze cheap.
Yeah.
So it is rammed, and tomorrow is a public holiday. So I think they're just buying it all in now.
Yeah, getting their cheap stuff in right now.
All right. So yeah, we're parked. As you can see, there are motorhome bays there, and we're all parked, those of us who are lucky enough to get a parking spot. it is walkable from here into town, so possibly do that a bit later, won't we?
After 6, it's free, you can park overnight. Before 6, it's a maximum of 2 hours parking. So you go to the ticket machine, you put in your registration number. The security guard is there to help, because I think there's a lot of people come in and out of this car park. And that was €2, and that takes us to 1822. Then after that, it's free to park, and then of course you're back on a daytime rate.
Okay, it's chaotic over there. I've just been watching it, and the amount of vans that are trying to pull up, and what they're trying to do is bully the
to move forward.
other vans to move forward so they can squeeze in on the back. Now,
no.
We're already fairly close, so yeah, I don't think this is it's not a good idea, is it, Wilf? Oh, by the way, Wilf, hola, welcome to Spain.
Espanol.
Hey, this is your first time in Spain. You probably come here quite a lot in your life. So I had a look, and there's definitely a walk we can do along the river. We'll do that later on this evening. I guess we go in now and sort ourselves out. We've come for a little walk just down from where we've parked up, and I wanted to show you this. Now, this is Pheasant Island, and it's special because it is condominium, which means it's the only piece of land in the world belongs to 2 countries, but it switches ownership every 6 months, and it's been doing this for more than 300 years. Every 6 months the representatives meet on the island and switch the paperwork. Island switches to a different nationality or a different nation. This started when the Treaty of the Pyrenees was signed, and actually it was signed on that island.
How many years ago?
More than 300 now.
More than 300, so whether it's shrunken in size or the waters have changed, but it's...
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's basically, that side of the river is France, and this side is Spain. And that little island can be either, depending on what time of year it is.
Right, so it's in the middle of the border, is it?
Yes. France, Spain, switchable.
I see.
Yeah. And the Treaty of the Pyrenees, which was a peacekeeping treaty that was signed more than 300 years ago, was signed on that piece of land because it was the only neutral piece of land they could find where they could sign the treaty.
Right. So, is that the reason why then the police are on the bridge? Is that some form of border control?
It would have to be, because that's France.
Yeah. That's why then they've got a permanent structure sat in the middle of the road with a police car.
Yes, it's a border. Now, obviously, it's a soft border.
Not a bordery border.
No, it's not a bordery border, it's a soft border because we're in the EU. But they clearly keep an eye on that border. It's interesting though, yeah?
It is, yeah.
Can you see them running around?
Yes. Oh yes, little fuzzy things can stay down there.
Oh, little sweethearts.
Yes.
Oh, cute.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, it's quite small for a rat.
Baby rat.
Could be. Don't chase rats.
No.
Yeah, so
rats.
very interesting.
It is.
If you've been watching us for a while, you'll know we have a massive problem in Spain with the food.
We found one.
Yeah, that one of our favourite things ever is a menu del dia, and we've just found our first one.
We have. Look at that.
Yeah, so we can have a charcuterie plate, a fish soup or paella for starters. Paella.
And then...
or a mixed salad or melon with ham. And then for the middles, we can have a fillet with potatoes. I'm assuming that's a fillet steak.
Yeah.
Something chicken, a piquenta. Callus con tomato, don't know what that is. Tortilla and ham.
Sardinas frita. So
Oh,
is that
sardinas
sardines?
frita. I'd probably have that. €14.50
Pretty good, isn't
for a
it?
2-course meal. Absolute bargain. Love it. Absolute favourite thing about Spain is the food. I just love it.
Well, it's the food and the prices are so reasonable, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I can be in France, no problem at all. I don't want to eat out there. There's nothing really there that interests me. I know you'll be shouting at your TV now and telling me that I'm an absolute monster because it's the best cuisine in the world, but I just love Spanish.
They do good croissants.
Of course, obviously you know Redders loves a bakery, but you know, the Spanish do them as well.
Yeah, I know, they usually put marmalade in their croissants, even better.
Yeah, and the Italians do that as well, don't they? Anyway, while we've floated off onto a food heaven tangent for us, we're back in Spain. As you can see, we're in Irun, and the Menu del Dias are back.
Yes.
Cool. So what we'll do now is we'll take you on to the duty-free area we're staying on and show you some of the shops that are there, see what's there. Oh, look, it's got crabs.
Oh, yeah.
And a couple of lobsters there, look. Oh dear.
I think.
That always makes me a bit sad when you got to pick your
Yeah.
hams by the look of it. Yeah, I mean it's all shut now, isn't it? Big bottles. Big bottles. Look at the size of that. Do you know what it reminds me of? Remember that place Tijuana we went to in Mexico?
Oh yeah.
Very much like that, where it's all just duty free and oh, I'm gonna say the T word, tat. This is
Speaker.
it's Dolly.
Yeah.
Dolly's a speaker.
Nice. Hope you enjoyed the vlog as much as we have making it. You can certainly see what you can get for free out here. It's amazing what you can get. So just on closing, we would like to say a big thank you for the coffees to Meryl and Eric the cat. Thank you very much indeed for those, really appreciated. And Corrin's currently in the kitchen doing a bit of cooking.
The kitchen.
The kitchen, it's a long way that way, so I'm going to put the zoom on this one. In the kitchen doing a bit of cooking, minus the glass screen of course. And there we go, we'll see you on the next one.